Owen.
While exploring the hidden depths of caves, people discovered some really bizarre things.
I see something.
Particularly in times of poor harvest or disease, that the evil spirits would rise.
Jesus, what is that?
Stumbled over bizarre creatures, found lost rituals, and revealed the oddities of our ancient world.
The strange thing is that many of the artifacts were huge, which would fit someone who's about 9 feet tall.
So, let's get right into those strange caves that shocked the whole world. Dragon remains. Dragons have usually just been the stuff of legends, but after watching this video, they will seem all too real. While wandering through an abandoned cave, this explorer found something strange. Eerie egg-like structures that caught his eye. Curious, he decided to investigate further. That's when, deep in the dark, he came face to face with a living creature. It was fierce, with all the features of a dragon, horns and all, straight out of Game of Thrones. A horned dragon charged at him, which left him no choice but to run for dear life. Creepy face. Hidden beneath the Talakar Abbey in Wales, there's a sinister secret grotto that dates back to the 1600s. This frightening underground chamber is shrouded in mystery.
It's meant to be like a girl's hair and then underneath a skeleton.
With its walls covered in creepy carvings. One of them even included a chilling depiction of death itself. This grotto, with its dark history and even macabre artwork, feels like a place where time seems to have stopped. Abandoned Cave Djinn. Once a place of refuge, this cave now lies abandoned. Locals whispered that this was once home to a powerful djinn, a supernatural being of ancient lore. And some say it still is. So much so, people have claimed to have seen its shadowy form. A tall, indistinct figure with eyes that burn like embers. And this footage clearly showed the djinn lurking just outside the cave. So I don't know about you, but to me, that cave is not abandoned. Alien crawling. While filming for a documentary about bats for a travel channel, this crew encountered something truly disturbing. The footage showed a figure crawling out of the cave, and it could either be classified as a cave troll or an alien. It was definitely one or the other, and its appearance was so bizarre that it left everyone petrified, as this encounter defied all sorts of explanations, and it left many questioning what exactly they witnessed in the depths of this cave. Is it evidence of extraterrestrial, an elaborate hoax, or another fantastical creature from folklore? The choice is up to you to decide. El Tío worship. The Potosi Mountain in Bolivia is known as the world's richest silver reserve under the Spanish Empire. And what's cool about it is that it hosts a unique miners' cult that is devoted to the enigmatic lord of the underworld, El Tío. He is known for helping them make a living. But he is also a character that mixes spooky stuff from Catholic stories about the big bad guy. You know, enough to creep you out. However, it's really important in their ceremonies as it represents both wealth and the dangers of their job. Black figure in cave. Inside a very old cave, a couple was exploring the dark and creepy place when they heard strange noises coming from deep inside. Now, if it were me, I would have gone the other way, but not them. Their curiosity made them go in to see what was making the noise. But then the sounds got louder, and what they saw, they would never forget for the rest of their lives. A mysterious creature hidden in the shadows with eyes glowing like a wild, unnatural light. They stopped in their tracks, realizing too late that they had stumbled upon something that was meant to stay hidden. Giant entering cave. This footage managed to capture what I'm sure was never meant to be seen. A well-hidden camouflage door that closed seamlessly within a rocky cliffside. It left the natural rock side of the cliff completely undisturbed. The door is expertly designed to blend in with its surroundings, concealing a passage that leads deep into the cliffs. According to those familiar with the area, this door leads to a secret chamber. It was designed in a way that would be far from the noise of the outside world, which made people speculate that a mythical Irish giant had been seen entering that cave. Whether that's true or not, one thing is clear: no one should venture inside. Goatman. While roaming around another cave, this group of explorers ended up finding Goatman, a large goat-like creature that had an eerie presence. While its body was muscular for sure, it was covered in coarse, dark fur. But what made it all the more frightening were the two massive horns on his head, and they were curving backward. And that's not it. Its eyes glowed with a strange intelligence, watching the intruders with a mix of curiosity as well as caution, as if it was deep in thought whether to strike or not. The sighting of this imposing otherworldly animal left the explorers both awed and uncertain of what they had just encountered. Sewer Nosferatu. Imagine a sewer gate slowly creaked open, and from the darkness below, a figure emerged. A gaunt skeletal frame that is barely human, with its pale skin stretched tightly over its sharp bones. That's what happened to this guy when he came across this sewer creature. Its long, clawed fingers gripped the edges of the sewer as it pulled itself up, while its glowing eyes remained fixed on him, scaring him out of his mind, I'm sure. Now the real question is whether it's a Nosferatu or something else entirely. Tell us what you think it is. Sewer monster. Sanitation workers in North Carolina were investigating a clogged sewer pipe when they came across something far more unsettling than expected. Strange pulsating blobs attached to the sewer walls. And there weren't just two of these. The place was literally filled with these crawling blobs that, of course, left the internet baffled. Even the Raleigh Public Utilities Department was unable to explain this bizarre phenomena. But as it turned out, these were actually clumps of tubifex worms, which are typically found in soil. The absence of their natural habitat is what caused them to form these creepy clumps. And when one worm formed, the others followed in a chain reaction, which then caused the pulsating effect. Abandoned cave. In an abandoned cave, the walls were damp and cold, covered in a thick layer of moss, which made the air feel musty and ancient. The dim light barely reached the rusted chains that hung from the ceiling, their metal corroded by the years of neglect. While most of the chains hung perfectly still, there was one that was unnervingly different.
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there.
It was swinging back and forth with a deliberate motion. It was like an invisible hand was brushing against it constantly, and the movement created a faint, haunting creak that echoed through the stillness, making the atmosphere all the more unsettling. Crawling bat. Who knew vampire bats could be this unsettling?
Oh my God.
These creepy creatures housed at the North Carolina Zoo in Asheboro, North Carolina are quite a creepy sight. Not gonna lie. With their dark leathery wings along with sharp fangs, they certainly live up to their name. And watching them in action, it's easier to understand why they have earned such a creepy reputation. Hibernating bear. This construction crew had no clue what they were about to disturb heavily with their equipment. A massive grizzly bear. Standing an imposing 10 feet on its hind legs, the bear emerged from its den in a state of furious confusion. It was not happy to disturb during its hibernating period. The grizzly's sheer size and powerful growls highlighted the raw power of wildlife along with the critical importance of respecting their natural habitats. Especially during their vulnerable hibernation periods, as learned from this terrible accident. Army of spiders. A group of friends led by 26-year-old Thomas ventured into a small cave in Avellinonia, Italy, on April 18, 2022. They did not know what awaited them. Their intention was to film a TikTok, but as they explored the cave through the camera, they unknowingly captured sent shivers down their spines, and now yours. A creepy cluster of spiders hanging ominously close to his head. And so, the unsettling sight quickly turned the fun outing into a moment of panic, as evident by their screams. Thomas and friends ran for dear life as they fled the cave, bidding it a final goodbye. Cave of Hands. In the southern region of Argentina, there is the province of Santa Cruz, where lies the remarkable Cave of Hands, or Cavia de las Manos. I'm sure you are wondering why the name, but it's pretty fitting as the walls of this cave are filled with hundreds of handprints, all left behind by the ancient inhabitants who lived years before us. Isn't it fascinating to think that, much like children today, these early people also found joy in tracing their hands on the walls, which now have immortalized their presence in these timeless images. Skinwalker Under Bridge. A man was busy exploring an underground tunnel when he came across a terrible sight. Was it a skinwalker or rake? The jury is still out on that, but its twisted form was enough to send chills down his spine. It was barely visible in the dim light, but its pale, emaciated body, hunched over, was an unforgettable sight already. And when you throw in the terrifying sounds coming from him, it became all the more terrifying. Mountain Demon. I bet this man never imagined in his wildest dreams that one day, while exploring a dimly lit cave, he would stumble upon this blackened creature. It was standing ominously in the shadows, as if waiting for it had been waiting for him all along. It was definitely a mountain demon. And so the man in panic started to sprinkle something on the creature, which might be salt, all while mumbling something under his breath. Like that was really going to keep it away. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. But then of course his curiosity got the best of him, and he just had to touch the mountain demon. Spoiler alert, that was not a good idea because he could not yank his hand back fast enough. Possessed Ape. A trail cam set up deep in the woods ended up capturing something extraordinary. A massive hulking figure covered in dark matted hair. It looked like an ape, but what made it truly creepy was the unsettling feeling that it was possessed. It was clear this possessed ape was caught mid-stride. Even in the dark, grainy image, its powerful limbs and broad shoulders, along with a terrifying face, was horrifying enough, and that fact alone made it all the more chilling. Red Eyes Demon. A bunch of people came across a mysterious shadow with glowing red eyes. It moved silently, while its black silhouette stood out sharply against the red eyes seemed to track and capture every movement of the group, as if it was watching and waiting for the right moment. To say they were scared would be an understatement. Giant skulls. Deep within the Love Lock Cave of Nevada, researchers uncovered something that is bound to creep you out. Abnormally large human skeletons. Now, what's creepy about this find is that these towering remains are much larger than those of average human remains. And so they have fueled the ancient legends of those giants that may have really existed once upon a time. The discovery of these skulls, along with other artifacts, have left many wondering about the origins and fate of these colossal beings. It was obvious that they have been buried in the depths of these caves for a really long time. Cave Phantom. Now, this grainy video captured yet another large, hulking figure. Its features were obscured by darkness. As it peered out from the cave's entrance, its movements were slow but deliberate, leaving the viewers to wonder what it was up to. Was this elusive Sasquatch finally caught on camera? Or was it just another clever hoax designed to keep the legends alive? The answer remains as elusive as the creature itself. Ice Cave Ghost. Deep into the icy expanse of the Austrian mountains, a chilling piece of footage has emerged, capturing a ghostly apparition. The video shows a faint spectral figure.
Jesus, what is that? Do you see that?
Shimmering and climbing up the frozen wall. It moved with an unsettling grace, paying no heed to the onlookers down below. Meanwhile, they were both intrigued and spooked by its presence.
It's climbing up the wall. I'm not kidding you.
But now the question remains, is it a genuine paranormal encounter or just a trick of light? Ancient giant. Back in 2017, a groundbreaking discovery was made in Thailand. Archaeologists discovered a giant skeleton, but what was even more creepy was the fact that it was alongside the remains of an enormous snake. This giant skeleton towered well above typical human size, which suggested that it must have once been quite a formidable presence in the past. This find captivated both the researchers and the public alike, fueling the theories about ancient giants that may have once roamed this region. Creepy creature. Moving on to this creepy discovery, and quite frankly, even I don't know how to describe it. It definitely looks like an egg or something, but when they opened it up, there was something even creepier inside. Pulsating blobs, and not just one, multiple. Definitely a living thing, given the way it was pulsating. Tell us what your theories regarding this discovery. 26. Treasure in cave. During a cave treasure hunt, explorers were busy digging up when they ended up discovering something remarkable. A treasure buried deep underground for millions of years. Searching through these ancient layers of sediment and rocky formations, their tools uncovered a trove of ancient artifacts, along with some precious items, including intricately crafted jewelry and ancient relics, hinting at a forgotten civilization and a lost era. And all these were completely untouched by time. How amazing is that? Neanderthal stalagmite circles. In Bronchial Cave, an extraordinary discovery has reshaped our understanding of early human history. A series of intricate structures made from broken stalagmite, astonishingly dating to around 176,000 years ago. Now, this revelation suggests that Neanderthals were capable of complex planning and social organization, far beyond which was previously believed. The structures were crafted and arranged meticulously. However, they offered no explanation for their purpose. Some theories suggest that they may have been used for ritualistic and symbolic reasons. Yet the exact motivation behind their creation still remains a mystery. Humanoid caught. People of Ireland have a deeply rooted belief about the little people. And it has been for centuries. So, when a live feed captured this intriguing sight, a tiny humanoid creature perched in a tree, it was bound to tickle their fancy and give life to these people.
Nah, come back out. Look, why they be peeking like that?
The creature, though noticeably small and humanoid in shape, was filmed moving about with an otherworldly grace, with its appearance adding an eerie touch to the folklore. Safe to say, the footage reignited fascination with Ireland's mythical beings. Glowworms. Now, here is a mesmerizing time-lapse of New Zealand's glowworm caves, a breathtaking view of these natural wonders as never seen before. Captured over several days, the footage reveals an enchanting bioluminescent display of glowworms that illuminated the cave's dark and intricate passages. The whole filming process involved spending multiple days immersed in complete darkness, relying solely on the cave's ambient sounds, along with an occasional presence of an eel for company. And the result was this mesmerizing view. Totally worth it, right? Strange creatures near cave. In a surreal and unforgettable encounter, tourists in Raleigh Bay, Krabi, Thailand, were shocked to see a family of Ewok-like troll monkeys, and they weren't just sitting there. They were playing music under the rocks. As the tourists passed by them, in their long boats and kayaks, they were treated to a hypnotic, cacophonic ritual, which resonated across the water. This scene, which appeared almost alien-like, turned out to be a meticulously staged performance. These so-called monkeys were actually actors from the Thailand Banal. and the strange music was being played by a couple of vocalists. Cave animal. Imagine walking into a cave and coming face to face with a formidable mountain lion. No less. Now that's both thrilling and terrifying. The lion's golden eyes reflect the dim light, while its powerful and muscular frame is ready and tense. The mountain lion, a silent but imposing presence, watched the intruder with an intense gaze. The confined space of the cave only amplified the tension, as every sound must have echoed, making the air thick with the weight of a standoff. Mayan artifacts. A recent archaeological report unveiled a discovery of a stunning trove of Mayan artifacts. It was hidden deep within a cave beneath an ancient Mayan city.
24 meters underground, with hundreds of objects dating back centuries.
And it was believed to be a sacred space, as it offered a unique glimpse into the spiritual and daily lives of the Mayan civilization. This significant find, buried for centuries, included intricately crafted pottery, jade ornaments, ritualistic objects, and stone carvings, all remarkably well preserved. This discovery not only enriched our understanding of Mayan culture, but also raised questions about the purpose of these hidden treasures and the role of this creepy cave within the ancient city. Dinosaur fossil. 2 sets of dinosaur fossils from the Jurassic period have been discovered in southwest China's Yunnan province. These fossils, estimated to be over 180 million years old,
believed to date back more than 180 million years ago,
offer a rare glimpse in the distant past when dinosaurs dominated the region. These fossils are believed to belong to species that thrived during the early Jurassic. This discovery is particularly significant as it adds to the growing body of evidence about the types of dinosaurs that inhabited this part of the world. This well-preserved nature of the fossils sure looks ominous with the sheer size of it, but it is particularly significant in providing the archaeologists with the valuable data to study the anatomy, behavior, and environment of these ancient creatures. Whispering caves. An urban explorer went deep into an abandoned mine. At first, the exploration begins innocently enough. He explores the narrow passageways. But then, something strange happens. Strange noises begin to echo through the tunnels. At first, the guy dismisses it as wind or distant call of the birds.
What, is that wind?
But as the audio is enhanced, the noise becomes more distinct and far more unnerving. What initially sounded like a rush of air now sounds far more sinister. Different theories include that the voices are actually restless spirits trapped within the mine. Others suggest the possibility of paranormal activity and more. 37 witch marks. As much as history has helped us understand the past, it has also baffled us quite a few times. Take this for example. What was long believed to be graffiti has now been revealed to be far more creepy. Witches' marks dating back hundreds of years. These ancient carvings were discovered inside the caves at Cresswell Cross, a limestone gorge located on the border between Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire. These have been overlooked for years, dating back to the Ice Age, and only recently understood to be protective symbols carved by superstitious locals to ward off evil spirits. The intricate shapes and patterns were actually meant to trap or repel malevolent forces. Pretty creepy and interesting stuff. 38. Tunnel cryptid. Beneath our feet in the dark, twisting tunnels of the sewers, lurk some of the most gruesome creatures you could imagine. So, continuing that streak, here is another one. This time, a tunnel cryptid that initially kept sticking its head out first at the intruder, but then it fully came into the picture with its eyes glowing in the faint dim light. Whoever was capturing it, they definitely had more guts than most. Humanoid captured. While backpacking across Western Europe, a guy came across a mysterious humanoid creature kept inside one of the zoos in Romania. A bizarre entity which seemed to exhibit both human-like and animalistic features, and its appearance was unsettling to say the least, given how it attacked the bars that were holding him within the cage. But its gaunt figure, elongated limbs, and strange movements were unlike anything typically seen in a zoo. Some suggest it might be an undiscovered species, or a genetic anomaly, while others lean towards more outlandish theories like escaped government experiments or cryptids. Let me know your thoughts on this. Mummies. Archaeologists recently uncovered a tomb that had been destroyed by looters. They began the delicate process of excavating the mummy found within, but their discovery came with unexpected challenges. Firstly, the mummy that was discovered was severely damaged, its wrappings torn and body disturbed. However, the situation grew even more tense when they came to realize that a snake might be hiding within the tomb's dark, narrow crevices. And this added another layer of urgency and caution to this process. The tomb, once a solemn resting place, had now become a scene of historical tragedy and present-day peril. 41. Baby dragons. In Slovenia's extensive cave systems, the elusive and unique baby dragon is an aquatic salamander known for its eel-like body, tiny eyes, and pink feathery gills. Native to Slovenia, Italy, and Croatia, this creature thrives in complete darkness, essentially making it one of the creepiest creatures. They reach up to 30 centimeters in length, never undergoing metamorphosis. And guess how long they live? Well, up to a century. Recently, their habitat has been threatened by pollution and human activity. So now, conservation efforts are being done to protect these fascinating dragons from the underground. One-eyed mystery. Experts, while examining the Mexican cave, stumbled upon the remains of a prehistoric giant. Yes, another giant, this time with one eye. However, this one might be linked to ancient legends of giants and could potentially be related to the giants depicted in historical statues. These solitude caves are known for their enigmatic creatures and ancient relics that have always been shrouded in mystery. And most importantly for this one-eyed mystery, I mean, how come this giant lost that eye, right? These giants have always been associated with unexplained phenomena and are strange. And people continue to wonder if these caves might really be hiding giant creatures within. Rake. What do you do when you are out on a late-night stroll in the forest and come across this creature crawling slowly towards you? Well, you run like there is no tomorrow, just like this guy did, before this creature's long, spindly limbs get to you. With its pale, almost translucent skin, it created an eerie sight as it scuttled silently. Was this really a rake, or something else entirely? That's for you to decide. Secret chamber. Imagine an egg-shaped rock that's so flawlessly smooth, it looks like a work of art. Standing at 10 feet above the ground level, its surface gleamed with a natural polish, while the whole thing gave off a mysterious vibe. Then, one day, due to an earthquake, the stone wall cracked open and appeared within the rock. Turns out it was there all along and so wonderfully well crafted. Of course, the locals began their inspection soon after and realized that there was a secret chamber inside. And we know chambers are always housing something creepy, and no one knows when this chamber was originally made, and for what. There were no inscriptions or anything, which made it all the more spooky. Ghostly apparition. A man accompanied by his dog was busy exploring a cave when he came across something unsettling. At first he found a bunch of bats, which was spooky enough. I mean, they are bats! But then he suddenly realized that he wasn't alone. In the distance, he could see a shadow of something truly ghost-like. Now, it could be a trick of light, of course, or could it really be a ghost? but this clip surely made us believe that there was something in that cave just waiting to get out. Ancient skeletal remains. A bunch of amateur scientists were exploring Canary Island when their drone ended up discovering something chilling. A hidden tomb with 72 skeletal remains inside. Pretty sure they were not prepared for that sight. These remains belong to a lost pre-Hispanic civilization. Later, it was revealed that the team, along with their drone, were on some kind of a rescue mission. Little did they know they would end up discovering this. Strange treasure. Coming across an abandoned cave, this man saw an opportunity and took it. Yep, he went inside in the hopes of finding something extraordinary, I'm sure. And he did. A large metal chest with a 6-pointed star laid there waiting for him. He got down to business, cracked open the chest to have a look at what was inside.
Oh, amazing. It's a box.
Out came ancient relics and artifacts that most certainly belonged to a lost civilization. Some were well crafted, while others were full of mysteries. What was their purpose? Why were they sealed inside? All these questions remain unanswered, but tell us what you think about it. Flooded stairway. While exploring an abandoned mine, a bunch of people came across a stairway, which isn't unusual, but there was something different about this one. It was flooded. Yep, looked like something straight out of a Lord of the Rings movie. The water, of course, made it hard to explore the cave, but it was so clear that it made me want to dive right in. The curiosities are endless. What's inside? How did it get flooded? How is the water still so clear? Tell us what your theories regarding this flooded stairway are. Crone of Catskills. Imagine you finding a chilling statue from a secluded cave. The figure is covered in nails and adorned with a haunting noose around its neck. As you stand there, your curiosity battles with a sense of dread. Do you dare take it home? Or do you leave it behind, unsure what terrors it might unleash? Well, two hikers faced the exact. They brought it home, and thus began a series of unfortunate events. From the strange noises in the dead of the night, inexplicable odors permeating the air, to muddy footprints appearing out of nowhere, this tale of the Catskill Crone had it all. Safe to say their lives completely changed. Well, they should have left the figure alone, right where they found the creepy thing. Subscriber's pick. And now, let us move on towards our subscriber's pick of the day. Looks like cave worms aren't a myth at all, but real. Let's check it out together. A supernatural cave worm has always been the stuff of legends and, well, nightmares. A creature born from the darkest corners of the earth. The air was thick with an unsettling stillness. When suddenly, out of nowhere, a long serpentine creature slithered its way close to this group of explorers.
Okay, Owen.
While its eyes glowed with an eerie light, its scaly body looked hard as stone. Legends say those who encounter a cave worm and live to tell the tale are forever marked by its presence, haunted by visions of its glowing eyes. Was it really a cave worm, or was it just another hoax? Tell us what you guys think about this down in the comments. See you later.